What is up, Crushers? Welcome back to CrusherXGaming, the home of sleepless nights, horror vibes, and way too many just one more run moments. Before anything else, a massive thank you to all the channel members. You legends are the solid backbone of this channel, and your support keeps this whole thing going. Seriously, you Crushers who hit that join button are the reason we can keep pushing out these deep dives and crazy horror journeys. Speaking of members, it's time to celebrate the exclusive Emoji Challenge just for you. Shout out to our 4 winners from that channel member-only Emoji Challenge. Congratulations to Reem, Nezuko, Gunner, and Evil Hero. This is the result of your unending support for the channel. And we're not done with the love yet. We also have our lucky $50 giveaway winner from the previous video. Huge congratulations to you. Enjoy that prize and definitely let the Crushers know in the comments what you decide to pick up with it. Now, one more big announcement before we dive into today's game. When this channel hits 6,000 subscribers, we're running another massive emoji challenge. But this time, it won't be exclusive to channel members. Everyone will be able to join in. The prize pool will be a huge $500, split between 10 winners, each taking home $50. So if you've been thinking about subbing, now is the time. Help push CrusherXGaming to 6K, and you could be one of those 10 winners in the next big emoji challenge. Alright, community shoutouts and future hype locked in. Now let's dive into something a little more unsettling. Tonight, we're going deep into a game where closing your eyes might be the worst mistake you ever make. The game is called Sleep Awake, a first-person psychological horror experience that asks a terrifying question. What happens to humanity when sleep itself becomes a death sentence? You're not just running from monsters in the dark. You're living in a world where staying awake is the only thing standing between you and oblivion. If you've ever stayed up way too late and felt your brain start to glitch, this game takes that feeling and turns it into an entire universe. In Sleep Awake, you're dropped into the last known city on Earth, a collapsing urban nightmare where people are vanishing when they fall asleep thanks to a mysterious phenomenon called the Hush. The entire city is locked in a permanent insomnia crisis. People are shocking themselves, downing chemicals, and joining sketchy cults that promise a way to cheat sleep, no matter the cost. You step into the shoes of Katya, someone just trying to survive while carrying heavy personal loss. And every alley, apartment, and back room feels like walking through a living, breathing panic attack. The city itself, this twisted place, feels like it's on the edge of reality. Like everyone here has been awake just a little too long. What really hits first is the atmosphere. The city feels warped, like reality is barely holding together. Streets twist in strange ways, lights smear, and scenes sometimes shift like you've blinked a little too long and missed something important. The game loves blending surreal environmental design with trippy visual effects that make you question what's real and what's just the result of a brain that's been awake for way too many hours. The sound backs it up perfectly. Unsettling drones, harsh industrial hits, distant noises you can't quite place. Everything is tuned to keep you on edge even when nothing is happening on screen. It's the kind of audio design that makes you want to play with headphones on, and then slightly regret that decision. So how does it actually play? At its core, Sleep Awake is a story-driven, first-person horror game focused on exploration, stealth, and light puzzle solving. You'll creep through cramped apartments, industrial zones, and bizarre facilities, reading the environment and keeping your head down as dangerous people patrol the area. You're not a fighter here. No big guns, no power fantasies. Just careful movement, timing, and the hope that whoever is around the corner hasn't seen you yet. The stealth gameplay is pretty straightforward but tense. A lot of the time, you're crouched low, watching enemy patrols, waiting for gaps, and slipping from cover to cover. Getting spotted usually means things go downhill fast, so your best move is to stay invisible rather than try to outrun absolutely everything. The game also throws in chase moments and tighter, more scripted sequences where you're sprinting through warped spaces while the world is melting around you. And it becomes a mix of figure out where to go and don't panic. Those sequences do a great job of making you feel like you're one bad step away from total collapse. For the crushers who like to have a few strategies in pocket before jumping into something like this, here's how to approach Sleep Awake smartly. First, patience is king. A lot of encounters are built around predictable patrol patterns, so if you take a few seconds to watch and listen, you'll notice where the gaps are. Don't rush just because you're stressed. Let the enemies reveal their routes, then move. Second, your ears are just as important as your eyes. Footsteps, muttered voices, and environmental sounds give away where enemies are, even when they're out of sight. If something sounds closer, it probably is. Use that as a warning system before you peek out into the open. Third, treat every corner like a possible threat. Peek when you can, avoid sprinting blindly into open spaces, and use dark corners or side rooms as breathing spaces when things get too hot. Think of the city as one long, interconnected stealth puzzle instead of a series of linear hallways. It's also worth slowing down to absorb the world. Notes, posters, and little environmental details help fill in how different groups are trying to survive in this sleepless reality, and those bits of context make the story hit harder. When you understand why people are doing such extreme things just to stay awake, the more surreal or disturbing scenes feel less random and more like a natural consequence of a world that's been pushed too far. Now, what are people saying about Sleep Awake overall? A lot of players and reviewers are really into the premise and mood. The idea of a city devouring itself because sleep has turned lethal is a standout hook, and the game leans hard into that with strong visuals and sound. If you love horror that's more about tension, paranoia, and atmosphere than just constant jump scares, this game speaks directly to that vibe. That said, not everything is perfect, and it's good to know what you're walking into. Some criticism focuses on the gameplay itself. Stealth and basic systems can feel familiar, and if you're looking for super deep, innovative mechanics, you might feel like the game is playing it a bit safe. There are also comments about pacing, especially early on, where the vibes are strong, but the actual challenge might not always match the intensity of the presentation. It's the kind of game that can feel like a slow burn before it fully sinks its claws into you. The flip side is that many people say it really comes together in the more intense sequences later on. As you push deeper into the story, the game starts mixing its surreal ideas more directly into encounters, and some standout moments stick with players long after they've finished. Those later segments, where stealth, fear, and hallucination start blending, are where Sleep Awake shows what it can really do. So, should Sleep Awake be on your radar, Crushers? If you're into psychological horror that focuses on atmosphere, world building, and a strong central concept, this is absolutely something to consider lining up for a late-night session. It's the kind of game you play with headphones on, lights low, and your brain locked into the experience. If you're chasing super innovative systems or heavy replay value, you might see some rough edges. But if the premise excites you, there's a lot here worth exploring. Think of it less as a hardcore stealth simulator and more as a horrifying, sleepless journey through a world that's barely holding itself together. Before we wrap this up, let's talk about the new $50 giveaway. To say thanks for all the support, there's another chance for one of you to grab $50 just for hanging out and joining the conversation. To enter, all you need to do is drop a comment below about something related to Sleep Awake. Maybe your favorite concept from the game, a theory about what's really going on with this whole sleep equals disappearance nightmare, or whether you'd be able to survive in a world where nobody dares close their eyes. And don't forget, once we hit 6,000 subscribers, we kick off that huge $500 emoji challenge with 10 winners, each taking home $50, open to everyone, not just channel members. So if you haven't already, make sure you're subscribed to CrusherXGaming, smash that like button if you enjoyed this deep dive, and ring the notification bell so you don't miss the winner announcements and the next big challenge. That's it from me for now. Stay awake, stay sharp, and as always, Crushers, thanks for watching.